up, business owners? Today we're talking about something that is near and dear to my heart, something that is very, very important. If you're here and you're currently trying to either spend money to get clicks and traffic to a page to generate leads, or if you're looking to spend money on ads to get clicks and generate traffic to a page to generate purchases, you have to understand what the design trap myth is and exactly why it can literally kill your revenue. I have had some recent audits with businesses and some business owners over the last couple of weeks, and there's been a little bit of a recurring theme with these businesses. And I don't know if it's just, kind of a coincidence, but it seems like there is an increasing pattern among business owners that might not understand marketing fully, that they need to invest more into their design. They need to invest more into their user experience, into the user interface to make things look beautiful and look pretty. And if it looks pretty and it looks beautiful, then you will be more credible and you'll be able to actually generate more sales and more revenue. And while design is important, we're going to talk about, certain aspects and elements of design here today that ultimately has little to nothing to do with the revenue that you're going to be able to generate. Don't waste time. The point of this training today is to help you to not waste time and money on endless design debates. Ultimately, what is the design trap? Explain. Well, the myth is that visually stunning websites or visually stunning landing pages are crucial for sales. The reality of the situation and the truth is that basic design competence is essential. Yes, absolutely. There have to be certain things that you would include. You can't have it look like a spammy website with just a bunch of crap everywhere with horrible white space, etc. But this is not actually the key driver. The truth is that functionality will trump aesthetics in driving conversions. And ultimately, there's something called an offer. The offer itself makes way more of an impact on your bottom line than any amounts of iterations and tweaks in design ever will. So here's what you need to do for functional design. And functional design is something that we as an agency, Syndicate Marketing, really believe heavily in, because functional design is what leads to creating a buying decision. It leads to helping somebody make a decision one way or the other to engage with you. And the first thing is easy navigation. So if your funnel or your landing page or your website is tough to navigate, meaning it's tough for them to find and go where they want to go, they're not going to make that much of an effort to try to figure out what they're going to go. The easier you can make it on them to navigate your site, the easier it will be for them to transact with you. The second thing is fast loading. Now, there's been a ton of different research that, pop up here, but I think the latest research states that for every second of time it takes for a page to load, you're missing out on 10% of your conversions. So if your page is taking 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds to load, that right there, whether or not it is the best offer, whether or not you have the most beautiful design, whether or not you have a high converting page, that right there can be the difference between your campaign literally working and printing money or your campaign being a total bust and you have to go all the way back to the drawing board. And that's really frustrating as a business owner. Why? Because maybe your ads are performing super well. Like you might have all of the clicks and be generating the quality traffic and the volume of traffic that you need to actually get a profitable return on your ad spend. But if your website, wherever you're sending the traffic to, isn't loading fast, it doesn't matter how amazing your offer is, how amazing your campaign is, how incredible your ads are. Like your entire campaign could be broken. And then the other thing here, number 3, is purchase guidance. So ultimately, whether it is making a purchase, whether it is becoming a lead, generating a booked call, a booked appointment, your design needs to seamlessly lead users towards making a purchase, towards making a buying decision. Whatever that conversion event is that you're set up for, you need to seamlessly lead users towards that path. And oftentimes that entails making it a simple decision. So there's something called the dichotomy of choice. I see this happen a lot with a lot of businesses. Even on a landing page, they might have multiple options, multiple calls to action. Every single different offer or call to action or potential outcome you have on a page, it's going to lead to more friction. The more friction there is on a page, guess what? The more difficult it's going to be for that person, your customer, to make a buying decision. So don't let that be you. Make sure that you're creating one single through line. You're making it as simple as possible for somebody to actually transact with you. Now, of course, with certain e-commerce products, that might be tough because you might have a ton of different SKUs. I understand that, but make your product page sell on its own. I see a lot of people, a lot of businesses and brands that we work with on the e-commerce front, their product pages are clunky and they're actually trying to cross-sell and upsell other products on the page better than they actually are trying to sell the actual product itself that is on the product page. Don't let that be you. Let the cross-sells, let the upsells come post-purchase, or create a separate bundled page where the offer is, hey, get these 3 products for a discounted price, or unlock free shipping, or make it so it actually stands alone as a single offer. Now, if you're generating a lead, book appointment, book call, etc., don't also throw out multiple ways and interactions for somebody to get in touch with you. We had a client that before working with us was sending traffic to a video sales letter, a VSL funnel. And on that VSL funnel, they had a lot of different things. They said, hey, purchase this product here. It was a little bit of a tripwire. It was actually book an appointment, schedule an appointment with me. And then also it was join my Facebook group. So there's 3 different offers on that page. Where do you think people are going to go? They're not going to book an appointment with you. Don't expect to get calls booked. Don't even expect that, because that's too much resistance, too much friction. They're also probably not going to purchase a product from you. Why? They're going to go into your Facebook group and they're going to take the path of least resistance when it comes to those offers. So they're going to go to that Facebook group. They're going to see how legit you are and if you can provide value to them. And then from there, maybe you'll be able to get them to purchase a product or get on a call with you. So how much more effective would it have been if your end goal was to book appointments, if that was the only thing that you offered? Much more effective. And then you can actually see how you might need to play around with your offer, maybe make your video sales letter, tweak it and change it, maybe tweak and edit and change the ads leading to that page to actually accomplish that end result. Or if your end goal is to actually get people to purchase a Tripwire product, get rid of the other options and just try to optimize and create a campaign that can sustain that goal. So you don't want to have, multiple different options here. Now, the other thing in with this is that, once again, it doesn't matter how beautiful your page is. You have to have a powerful offer. So the true driver of sales is the offer and the offer alone. And here are the 5 things that you need to have. If I were to take my tens and tens of millions of dollars of managed spend, the hundreds of clients that we've worked with, the campaigns that we've managed, the thousands of ads that we've launched over the years, and all of the different things that I've learned, I'm going to boil down a powerful offer into these 5 steps. Now, number 1, it's got to be a desirable product. And that product has to be a solution to a real need or a real problem that somebody is feeling right now. And it needs to be urgent. And it can't be a problem or a need in the future, right? It has to be something somebody is experiencing in this very moment. And there's an example that I like to kind of talk about here. And it's, hey, listen, we've all, been awakened in the middle of the night having to go to the bath, right? And why? It's because we're feeling uncomfortable. There's a need that we have. We have to alleviate this level of uncomfortability that we're feeling. That gets us out of bed and it gets us out of our sleeping cycle. If you're not in pain, if you don't have a need, you're not going to actually ever wake up. So that right there, you have customers that are waking up, that they're struggling with the pain or they need a solution. Your product needs to fill that gap uniquely. You need to be able to communicate that effectively. There's a lot of other trainings we'll do about messaging and offer creation and how to leverage direct response principles to accomplish this. But this is the first thing you've got to have. The second thing is you have to have an attractive price. So you have to have a competitive price that is going to be worth it in the prospect's mind relative to the pain or problem you're solving. And simple rule of thumb, the bigger the problem, the more intense the pain, the higher the price point is that you're going to be able to charge. Now, Tanner, what about when I don't know what to charge yet and I'm just launching my product? Okay, guess what? Now you can do something called price testing, and you can ultimately see where the supply and the demand is in the marketplace in relationship to where your product is and where the pain is of your customers. Different customers have different abilities to pay for products. That might affect how much you can charge, but ultimately over time, you should be increasing your price. The goal is that you are increasing the demand for your product. Maybe the supply is staying at the same or maybe even decreasing, and this is creating an environment where a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you're able to actually charge much more for your products and services than you currently are doing, right? And you can see this reflected in all of the products that you've probably bought. People have price increases going on all of the time, right? Because they're becoming more in demand and their brands are growing. Now, the other thing here is compelling bonuses. Like if you've seen a Russell Brunson webinar, if you've seen, any of the kind of high ticket sales, high ticket close methods over the last decade, they put in a lot of compelling bonuses. The bonuses here aren't just something that is like an insane value that they stack. Once again, they're tying the bonuses back to time that they are saving you, pain that they're alleviating from you in this moment. The bonuses that you create need to also be tied into those two things. Can you save somebody time? Can you make their life more convenient? Can you ultimately solve and alleviate more problems? What is it that you're going to do, and how can you stack those bonuses in a way that's really strategic? Another thing here is irresistible incentives. So can you also create urgency? Because if there's no real urgency to take action, yeah, there's pain, but if you can't create urgency and an irresistible incentive, then ultimately your offer is going to be lacking some. We want to try to drive impulse buys, and we want to tap into not just time-sensitive discounts, that's what I have included here on the slide, but other elements of human purchase psychology, such as FOMO, fear of missing out, the fear of not taking action, right? Ultimately tapping into their biggest goals and dreams and desires, trying to paint that picture for them. And yes, if you can create time-sensitive discounts and true urgency, because you never want to create urgency that's false, right? That's inauthentic, and your prospects will see right through that. But this is something to also consider. Rather than tweaking a design that it might be tough for you to understand how to actually split test and get data to understand exactly which type of design is performing better, what I think is a better use of almost every single entrepreneur's time and resources is testing offers. And here's an example of how you could test some different offers. This is maybe for a skincare product, and offer number one might be 10% off for first-time buyers. Obviously, the more sexy and irresistible you can make that offer, the better. Is 10% off enough? Probably not, but this is just for the sake of this example. Offer number two could be, hey, rather than offer a percentage off for first-time buyers, maybe we're going to offer free shipping and a free travel size product for first-time buyers. And then ultimately, offer number three might be a buy one, get one 50% off. So the goal here is to actually keep your site the same, get it where it has enough functional design, where it performs effectively, but where you actually start to test the offers and see how the offers impact your bottom line, see how the offers impact your conversion rate. There are an unlimited amount of offers that you can create, but the goal is to try to identify a trend and a pattern with your prospects, with your buyers, and see, hey, which one of these is ultimately leading towards me making more money. Now, if it's a buy one, get one 50% off, right, that is obviously going to include a lot more cost of goods sold than a 10% off for first-time buyers. It probably is going to end up being more expensive as well than just doing free shipping and offering a free travel size product. But ultimately, right, we don't care if it's more expensive to us if it means that the purchases and the conversion rate will actually equal it out enough to have us make more profit at the end of the day. So if we can generate a significant amount more buyers as a result of this offer, then I don't care. I want my outcome to be income. I want my outcome to be bigger profits for my business at the end of the day. So these are things that you have to kind of tweak and play around with. Here's a reason why this approach works, and playing with offers is better than playing with design and going down this design rabbit hole for conversion rate optimization versus offers. Number one, human nature, right? We are irrational buyers. Human beings are irrational creatures, and we're not solely influenced by aesthetics. Yes, we may be influenced by aesthetics in the sense that we are going to make an immediate and instant judgment of a business based on the perception of a business. Once again, if your website is focusing on functional design and it looks good enough to pass the sniff test of, oh, this is a real business. Oh, these people are credible. Oh, these guys aren't going to rip me off. Then that's all that you need to really do, right? And you are going to have a great idea of what that is. As you spend money and you start testing these different offers, you'll also understand if your website is quote unquote up to snuff or not. The other thing is value seeking. Human beings, we're always looking for how we can seek value and reward in relationship to a minimal amount of effort that we can put into something. If we are seeking for value, we're looking for value, and you're able to deliver that value in the form of a better offer than an alternative solution, then guess what? There's a higher likelihood that you're going to get a customer to transact with you. And the other thing here is action drivers. So offers will actually compel people to take action more than design ever will alone. And once again, this goes back to people not being solely influenced by aesthetics. And if they make a decision in their mind that this business is credible, then that's all the website or the landing page really should do from a design perspective. Ultimately, here's kind of a roadmap to success, 5 steps that you need to take in order to yield a successful roadmap to success. If you're a business owner looking, okay, this is great, how do I actually take this and implement now? Well, number one, you have to have functional design. So keep your site, your landing pages fast, clean, simple, and make sure that they're also mobile optimized. If they're not compatible on mobile devices, you're going to be missing out on a ton of revenue. You're going to be missing out on a ton of leads. The other thing is that you want to create offers, and I'd recommend creating 3 to 5 offers that are going to emphasize different value drivers, etc. Split test those offers. So use A/B testing to find the best performing offer. Depending on what your budget is, maybe you start with 3 offers. If you have obviously an increased budget, you're starting to determine what is yielding you better results, throw in more offers into the mix and scale accordingly. Step 4, analyze and iterate. So double down on what works, optimize around your successful offers. Ultimately, marketing is a testing ground. We're playing around in the sandbox. All we're looking for is a trend and a pattern on what's working and performing best. So I'd highly recommend that that's what you do. And then ultimately, step 5, rinse, wash, and repeat. I mean, you want to continuously be testing as new market conditions manifest themselves, as buying behaviors change, as things shift in the economy, always be playing around with these different types of offers. When you do this and you recognize that design in and of itself isn't going to lead to the conversions you're looking for, but that you need to test offers, you need to actually focus on the offer more than anything, and you need to have functional design in your business, then you actually become a growth marketer. As a growth marketer, you unlock a couple things that are really cool. Number one, you're going to become efficient because you're going to be focusing on what drives results backed by data, not just aesthetics. And all these branding and, these web development agencies out there, they're going to pitch you a ton of this, design is this, it's going to give you a higher perception. It's going to, unlock all this profitability for you. Those guys have never actually ran ads. Those guys have actually never scaled an offer. Those guys don't know what it looks like to actually be a performance first marketer or direct response marketer. So don't listen to what they're saying. You're going to become data driven. So you're going to be stepping away from the emotional side of your business, the emotional side of what your marketing is. And when you get to that place and point in time, it's such a relief because now you're not making decisions based off of what you think is going to work or what somebody else is going to tell you is going to work. You're actually making decisions based on the data and the metrics and the testing. And another thing is that you're revenue focused because ultimately you're like, I don't care what this thing looks like. I'm detaching myself from aesthetics, from every other part of my business, and I'm going to make decisions that are going to impact my revenue in the best way possible. Now you're revenue focused and you can unhitch that wagon and become more profitable and increase and grow and scale your business's revenue. I've got a couple of examples. This right here is a Kevin O'Leary company called TaxHive. And over the last several years, my team and I have had the privilege of working closely with Kevin O'Leary's company and generating them leads and helping with their paid ads, their funnels, etc. Now, I want to show you this page. This page right here. How does this look? Does this look super pretty to you? No, it doesn't. And in fact, it's a white background, a simple image of Kevin O'Leary, a headline, a guarantee, and it's a form fill for your zip code to start your free quote. Now check out this other page here. How does this one look? Discover if your current accountant is costing you money, a $10,000 guarantee with a little video above the fold and a CTA to schedule a free call. Look at the rest of this page. Some block text, simple graphics, some testimonials. I mean, it is nothing special from a design perspective. However, these pages that I'm showing you here have performed at a very high level for over 2+ years. Going back to what I was saying here, something that is this simple might not work for your business, but this is what the data is telling us the market wants for this offer, for this company. We've detached ourselves from very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing designs that look incredibly amazing with all of these custom animations, etc. And we've just gone all in on what the market is telling us and what the market says they want. When we run traffic to these pages, they consistently outperform any other beautiful parallax scrolling custom animation site or landing page that we've sent traffic to. These constantly outperform the other ones. So going back to the presentation here, we've gotten to the point with this client because we are growth marketers and we're focused on the results and we're focused on revenue. And you as a business owner needs to do the exact same thing. Some common pitfalls here to wrap this thing up that you need to avoid. It's really easy to get design obsessed. You get caught up in this endless aesthetic debates with your team, especially when you're talking about opinions here, because everyone's opinion is right, yet can be wrong at the same time. But if there's no data to sway one way or the other, then guess what? Everyone's opinions are wrong. Another thing, ignoring mobile. I see a lot of people that are like, mobile traffic's not super important to us. And they build these amazing, beautiful pages and sites on desktop. 80+% or more of your traffic, I would bet my bottom dollars would be going on mobile. Focus and design first for mobile. The other thing is keeping your offers static. Even if you have an offer that's performing really, really well and you're scaling that offer, don't get caught in the tide naked. As Warren Buffett says, right? And when that tide comes back down and all the water's receded, you're going to see who is out there swimming naked. Don't let that be you. Don't be caught with your swim trunks down because it might not work the next week. You might have ad fatigue. The ads will stop performing. An offer literally can just fall off of a cliff and it can kill your business overnight. So always have other offers going in the background. And last thing here, neglecting the data. Sounds stupid. There are a lot of business owners that even when they have clear data telling them to make one decision one way versus another, they let their emotions get the best of them, right? It's like, hey, don't go into day trading, right? Don't go into Forex trading or options trading if you're going to become emotional. You've got to make decisions based off of what the graph and the data and your trading strategy is telling you before you ever invest a dollar. Same thing with your marketing. If you are going to be emotional and think that you know everything there is to know about what your customer wants, your audience wants, and you're going to make those decisions and get emotional, probably best not to even be in business. Let the data tell the the story and then follow that story. Hopefully this training has been valuable, but I've got a couple different things that you can do to take action. First and foremost, assess your current approach. You need to evaluate if you're falling into the design trap. Second, create new offers. How many offers are you currently running? If you're running more than one or two, go and create a couple more offers, start sending traffic to those. The other thing is implement quality and robust A/B testing. There's a lot of amazing apps out there, a lot of really great tools that can help you to implement, set up, and analyze whatever the A/B tests are telling you, and optimize based off of what is working best. So with that being said, hopefully this was a valuable training today. It's one that, like I said, near and dear to my heart because I talk to so many business owners that can't get out of their own way. Don't let this be you. Don't fall into the design trap myth. Become a data-driven marketer, a performance marketer, and actually focus on what is going to make you the most money. Have a great rest of your day. See you on the next one.